So let's get going right away. I'm just going to review the first pattern I've shown you, and then we'll look at the remaining 6. This was pattern number 1. Okay, I've used D, A, E minor and G, and you can of course use any chords you want. Just remember the thumb follows the root note. So wherever the root note, which is the lowest note most of the time in the chord, would be, that's the note you play with the thumb, and then fingers I, M and A will be playing the first, second and third strings. In the string order would be 3, 2, 1. Alright, so that is pattern number 1. Pattern number 2 is almost a reverse of pattern number 1. I still start with my bass note, the thumb playing the bass note or the root note, but then instead of playing fingers I, M and A, like I did when we looked at pattern number 1, I'm going to play fingers A, M, I. Alright, so my strings would be string 4, string 1, 2 and 3. And very importantly, you've got to let these notes ring into each other like this. Alright, so once again, don't be fooled by the simplicity of this pattern. It really is very helpful, and in the next pattern we're gonna sort of combine these two patterns to give us something that's a little bit more adventurous, so that it's not as repetitive. Okay, so let me play you this pattern using D, A and E. Here we go. Alright, so that's pattern number 2. Let's have a look at pattern number 3, which I will play for you first of all, and then afterwards I'll break it down. Here we go. Alright, so as I said, this pattern is actually a combination of patterns number 1 and 2. So let me talk you through it slowly. It'll be thumb, index, middle, ring. Then I come back, middle, index. Let's look at those 6 notes. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. If I play that with my chord, so I ascend up with the chord, and then I come down. So those are only the first 6 notes. The 7th and 8th notes would be thumb, index. So I've got thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index. Okay, and the rule of thumb, so to speak, in this case, the thumb will follow the bass note or the root note of the chord. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play that progression I've just shown you using those 4 lovely chords, D, A, E minor and G. Here we go. Alright, so that's patterns number 1, 2 and 3. Let's have a look.